Today we're going to be talking about misconceptions about sex or misconceptions about sex.
Oh, that hurts.
Some people have many misconceptions about sex, especially if they're younger people and they're just starting to get into sex or whatever. And, a lot of times parents don't teach their kids about sex. And these days, schools, it's iffy if anything is being taught, especially with LGBTQ community involved. And so people are just going to have to pick it up from different places. And one of those places they probably pick it up is porn or Twitter porn or whatever it may be. But I think one of the big things that people would realize after a while is that real life sex is not like pornography. So I would say that's a myth that maybe some people may have if they are new to having sex, that it's like you have this image, but the reality is not that. Because many times it's multiple takes, to get a shot that you want. Sometimes stuff is fake, So I think going into it, realizing that it's, would be a big help. And also, not everyone looks like porn stars.
Sex is messy. It's awkward. Amazing. It's all of those things. And some of the best scenes you ever see are the ones that appear the most natural. Yeah, you have these fun porn star moments and everybody gets adventurous, oh, let's try this position, let's try this, let's do that.
You might break a neck.
Yeah, but you really can't hurt yourself. Sex-related injuries are a real thing. Don't be crazy.
Yeah. Don't break your penis.
If you don't feel flexible enough, don't do it.
That would be bad.
Just because your brain thinks you're going to, your body may disagree. And it will.
You're gonna get a muscle spasm. And then it's just like,
oh god, the worst is when you get a cramp and you're a thigh or calf and you're like, ah, shit. But it happens. And yeah, and it's about, nobody talks about it. And of course you don't see this in porn, but you should pee. Go to the bathroom before sex. Go pee. You will help prevent UTIs, guys included.
And after.
And you should pee after too. You might not have to pee immediately after, it might be a few minutes, but if you drink a glass of water and go pee in about 10 or 15 minutes, that's a really good thing to do. You should pee before and after. And, just things that really aren't talked about. And people understand that women deal with UTIs on a regular basis, that guys, we don't have as much of a problem with it. It can and does happen to us.
Mm-hmm.
But women have to deal with it quite regularly, some more than others. And so be conscious of that, be caring, be conscious, help, they need something, go get it.
I think another one is, yes. I think another one is that everyone is having sex all the time. That's not true.
I mean, yeah, there are some people that just have really high sex drives, but even when my sex drive was through the roof, I did not want to have sex all the time because I just don't like people that much. There's a point where you're nope.
We did have a discussion the other day about once or twice, it's good. I know some people want to go more than that, but in a small period of time, things are going to start hurting.
Well, and even if it's not your butt or chafing on your dick, your legs get sore, your back gets sore. You're moving around like that. It is work. It is workout. I mean, yeah, it's fun. But
you need that fornicator chair we talked about the other day.
Right.
Then you don't have to hold your legs up,
Absolutely. Phone a friend. Have them help. But that is true. I have heard that. People are like, oh my gosh, it must be nice to, be married. You're having sex all the time. Well, one, David's asexual. But, but even if he wasn't,
Another one is a lot of people talk about, or I don't want to say a lot of people, but another myth would be that you'd be able to tell if your partner has an STI, and that's not always true.
That is not always true.
Um,
Not all of
you know,
them. Some of them, it's true. If you know what you're looking for, you might notice a distinct smell around their genital area. But you would have to know to look for discharge. You'd have to know what the bumps are, because there's lots of little bumps that are everything from razor bumps to benign things that just the human body has. You may not recognize some of the symptoms as symptoms of an STI,
mhm.
and not everybody, and a lot of people are asymptomatic, and some of them only may reappear in time, like some of the viral ones will only reappear during times of stress. The ones they may not even feel or know, they may not know they have it, and other ones you can contract, and your body basically, it's still there but it's suppressed, and an opportune infection like COVID or a flu virus or something that gets in that brings you down, really brings you down,
Mhm.
can then unleash it on you. And yeah, a lot of these things can happen. So no, you can't always tell. And there's a percentage of people that have no symptoms anyway.
And I think this comes down to, like, we're going to say Matt's favorite phrase, communication. So
Yes.
communication with your partner or anybody, even if it's a hookup, just asking if someone's recently had tests done. So if you are actively sexual, it's always important to do
Right.
screenings and tests on a regular basis so that
Not judging,
and
just
others.
responsible.
Yeah, and you don't be embarrassed about it, because if you're going to have sex, I mean,
It's a calculated risk that you take. It's just what it is. It's one of the reasons, like, when people, the misconception that people are having sex all the time. Even if I wanted to, no, because for me, I don't want to have to think about it,
mhm,
and it's just less stress for me to not worry about it. So I don't, and that's how I don't worry about it. Like,
mhm.
like, but that's just me. Lots of people, but if you are sexually active, just be responsible, use
Yeah.
protection, and get checked.
And
And
some people.
oh, don't do not use the phrase "clean" to describe
Mhm.
yourself as STD free. That is, just say you're negative,
Yeah.
because that was used to stigmatize HIV throughout the 80s and 90s, and it's even still used today. And that is just, it's very dated. It's
Yeah, you don't wanna
unnecessary.
continue that.
Please don't continue stigmatizing um, our brethren, okay? Please don't. Just say negative and leave it alone. You don't need to keep going.
Yeah, no.
Yes, we
Some
hope you're
people,
clean. We hope you're clean because we hope you showered.
which, as Matt mentioned, do that.
Yeah, please shower. You should definitely, like, everybody jokes about the whole, like, oh yeah, the you know hot hot time after, being all gross. Yeah, honestly, you should shower off. At least scrub up down there. Sink wash your junk with hot soap and water, or at least mild soap and water. Please, please,
Yeah.
please.
And as
It's
Matt
not what it
mentioned,
looks like in porn.
no,
That you're asking for an
because they
STD.
also have showered.
Yes.
The
What's the
scene, the
other?
scene, the scene of them, like, working out or like playing basketball and then having sex, that didn't happen back to back.
Yeah.
uh, Another one.
Very rarely does that happen. I mean, those
Yeah,
things do happen, but it is not as common as you
yeah.
think.
You mentioned, of course, you can wear condoms to help protect yourself from sexually transmitted infections. But some people are allergic to latex condoms, but there are different sizes, obviously, and latex-free condoms. So even if you have a
I believe it's
latex
the
allergy,
sheepskin one.
yeah, there are options for you. So don't, like, think that there's not.
Right. And carry them on you, because if you ever feel kind of cornered with somebody who's like, well, I'm allergic to latex, and you're like, good news. You know, don't let someone talk you into doing something that you don't want to do. If you're not comfortable with the person, just don't.
Another myth that I saw that some people think if they're just beginning to have sex or something, that they can have sex without having a condom and pull out, and that would be safe. But as you know, your body
Yeah.
still has liquids, um, and so that would not be the case. You would still
Right.
have.
And one of the things is that when during insertion and thrusting and everything, you'll notice that the skin, for example, so we're going to talk about if you have a dick. So the skin of your penis becomes kind of reddened because from friction. So also use lots of lube. You can really never, you might don't complain about numbness because you can really tear something. As that skin becomes really red, it can become, that's prime for absorbing something that might be there. And this is whether you have sex with whoever you have sex with, no
Mhm.
matter which orifice you're inserting into, it can be a thing, you know. Um, and it's about being safe. Do not brush your teeth less than 30 minutes before, gonna have something, basically a dick in your mouth or whatever you're doing. Because, yes, you should brush your teeth, but if it's 7 o'clock and they're supposed to be there at 7:15, don't bother. Because you are cleaning everything, but you're stripping everything out too, which can act as a protective layer. Do it more than 30 minutes to an hour before, just
Mhm.
little things. And it's a lot of things people don't think of because when you brush your teeth, you also create little abrasions in there. And again, it's potentially increasing chances of creating an environment where something could get in there that you weren't planning on, that maybe otherwise wouldn't
Mhm.
have gotten in there. And things happen, accidents happen, sometimes things just go awry. And if something pops up with the doctor, just do what you got to do and keep moving. That's all.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
there's no
you know,
reason to feel ashamed. Not at all. And I think that's another misconception. And I hope we continue to put this in the past that um it just happens. So take care of yourself, And by taking care of yourself, you're taking care of others too. Community health matters because it only takes do not be the person that got bit in a zombie apocalypse and try not to tell anybody. You know? That's how I think of it.
yes,
Just take care of
actually,
it.
yeah.
I mean,
Another one, that a lot of people, and I've seen it on Twitter, some people asking others about it as far as like HIV transmission, and that can be done through bodily fluids, and it's semen, blood, and breast milk and vaginal secretions, but it
not
is not urine, saliva, or tears. So
yes. A lot of
you know,
people don't need to be reminded that kissing, just kissing somebody who is HIV positive is not going to give you HIV. That's ridiculous. And it's important to know your status if you're sexually active, and undetectable does equal untransmittable.
yes, and if you do have sex and there is a HIV exposure that you're made aware of or that you know of, you
Right.
can go to the doctor shortly afterwards. Within 72 hours, you would need to do this, but there is PEP, which is a post-exposure prophylactics that you can take, and
Right.
so there's
We'll
you
have
know
Dr. Jake on this season to talk about that. He'll be talking about health in our community as well as PEP and PrEP. And as Cody mentioned, PEP. And he's right. You know, if you feel like you've been exposed or, you pull out and the condom's ripped and you're just like, ugh, that's okay. Go. Just go take the meds and you're fine. It's okay.
yeah.
It happens. But, um,
And I think,
yeah,
and again, we're going to be talking to Dr. Jake. Hopefully, he'll be on next week or sometime this month. But we are going to talk about like HIV, the stigma behind it, PEP, PrEP, and also there's the whole new like a vaccine, a shot. I wouldn't not a vaccine, but there is a shot that you can get, which is basically like a PrEP, but it'll last like a full month, I believe, or maybe even
right.
longer.
Instead of a
So
daily medication, they're just taking a
yeah,
shot.
there's so
And there
many
also is
new
a
things.
vaccine that's in human trials, I believe. It's
Yes.
it's making a lot of progress, and I think that's it's so wonderful to see. And I can tell you that if it becomes available for us, I will absolutely take it. Even if I don't have any real reason to, I will still take it because I would want to be an example to others that maybe should take it,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
And like you got to think, you got PrEP, which is an amazing drug that is very helpful. So if you are sexually active, that is available to you. And there's many options in many cities where you can get it. I believe in some areas where you can do like video conferencing with a doctor, and then you do have to do blood testing, but then that can be done simply and easily. Sometimes you're able to do certain things of that at home,
Right. For example,
instead
at
of
mine,
having
I
to go
can
to the
actually,
doctor.
I can my doctor draws blood in like right in house. If you do telehealth or whatever, a lot of times they'll just they'll send a lab order, and you'll just go to Quest or LabCorp or whatever your nearest location, get it drawn, and then like Cody said, some of them do have at-home testing, so they'll send you the thing. You'll do your own work. You'll do your own like finger pricks or whatever, and send it off. And I believe they do all the work remotely because of the kits and everything. And I think that's so wonderful because more doctors should be aware of it. And if you're on it, doctors like Dr. Jake, a gay man, who is a provider, can be really wonderful because it's on his website, but he talks about this, that he doesn't care. He's not judging. He's fully aware of what we all can do. He knows straight people do it too. They just very considered some weird taboos, but he wants you to have fun, enjoy your life, and explore and experiment, but be safe about it. You can have fun and explore and just be as safe as possible and take these precautions.
Well, everybody, we hope that you have learned something. If there was a myth that you were wondering about or questioning, we hope you answered. Of course, you can always message us if you have any questions. Yes, Matt.
Spit. Let's talk about spit. Yes, it's hot to spit on your dick and top a guy. Ad lube.
Yes, be kind.
Ad lube. Yeah, be kind. And even if they say you're really risking an injury to the bottom, and we need to take care of our bottoms and the bottoms we put our penises in.
Yes.
It's important.
Good one. I'm glad you remember that.
Yeah. Well, people were talking about it online. And this is one of those that, we say a lot of things just freely, and we're really not trying to be like crass and gross for the sake of it. These are real things, and people need to really understand their bodies. Like, some people pre-cum and some people don't. And some people pre-cum enough to not need lube because they literally are like a human fountain. Other people don't. Use lube. And also, as the bottom, say something. Do not say it's comfortable if it's not comfortable.
Correct.
Like, you can always, if it's too much lube and it's just everywhere, keep a towel in hand and wipe some of it up and reapply. Just, it's better safe than sorry, because that kind of injury has a very difficult time healing because it is a moist environment in there. So an injury to your urethra or a hole, and this is just, speaking to anal, those can take a long time to heal, and you don't want that. You want to be up and running. You want to feel comfortable, and not even just so you can, do butt stuff. You want to be able to go to the bathroom comfortably. The worst thing ever is, cramps and diarrhea are bad enough. You don't want to add tears in there because, you're risking other issues that it's not worth it. Sorry, Cody.
No. Yes, that is very important information we don't want to leave out.
We do talk about this, I would say, about once a year. But I think we should talk about it more because it's something that just happens.
Most definitely. So everybody, we hope that you have learned something. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode, and we will be back again next week with an all new episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to That's a Mouthful. If you loved what you heard today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe right here on YouTube to keep up with all our latest episodes. And we've got more than just episodes. Join us on social media to be part of our vibrant community and keep the conversation going. Follow us, dive into discussions, and share your thoughts. Want to support the show and get some fabulous perks? Check out our Patreon page. Your support helps us bring even more great content and keeps the party going. Every bit helps, and we truly appreciate it. So, until next time, keep that mouthful.